Hello, friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. All right, this Tuesday is Super Tuesday in America, and that means that it's a voting day for a whole bunch of states all at once, and one of those states is Texas. Now, since I'm probably going to be working on Tuesday when actually the voting day happens, I'm going to try and go and do that today. We have early voting here in Texas, and yesterday when I was out and about, going out to do the walk through Woodway Park, I drove by the balloting place and noticed that there were all sorts of campaign placards out front and a lot of people around. So it looks like they're doing early voting over there. So I'm going to go and try and go do my voting today, just because I know next Tuesday on the actual day I'm going to be working, and it's going to probably be a 12-hour day, so there probably won't be a good opportunity to do that. So let's get that done today. You see what I mean about all the campaign placards? It's crazy out here. This whole lawn area is just filled with them. I drove by this and it's like, wow, it's crazy out here. So usually they don't let you bring cameras into the balloting place, so you'll have to just use your imagination on that. But there's no rules to say that I can't walk around out here and show you all this. It gets really thick when you get out and down here. Wind has even blown some of them over here. Yep, we take our elections seriously here. Holy cow. I gotta say, I've never seen that many campaign placards in my life. But yeah, that's where we are here. Hey, you got them like on the vehicles over there. So anyway, let's go in and do my civic duty. All right, so I'm back from voting. That was a pretty simple process, and in addition to all the placards and stuff I saw outside there, I saw something else that kind of surprised me that I've never seen before in California. Maybe it's just because of the fact that California is such a vast area geography-wise that you can't have that happen. But in the parking lot, I actually ran into a couple of the candidates who were campaigning right there in the parking lot for the position they were running for, including this guy, Judge Flynn. I've been seeing his placards all over the place. Yeah, he was literally right there in the parking lot campaigning as I walked in, and I thought that surprised me. And then standing right next to him was a guy who was campaigning for his direct competition. They're both going for the same position, and it was funny because when I walked up to them, they were both just kind of talking to each other and having a good time, and there was no aggressiveness, no infighting, none of that. They were just enjoying each other. It's interesting what can happen in politics when we try and understand each other's difference rather than pick at each other and try and attack each other. So that was kind of interesting. So I'm back home now. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm sure I'll find some way to get into trouble. Alright, so I decided that the way I'm going to try and get myself into trouble today is I'm going to do a little bit more house hunting. Now that I know where the job is, I can kind of look in the neighborhood and kind of see what I want to see. I'm not going to give a whole lot of information about where I am, but this is the first candidate I'm looking at. This house is, let me pull up my cheat sheet here, is they're asking $205,000 for it. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it's on 0.34 acres of land, which is a nice plot of land. So this is it. It's on kind of a corner lot. So, and it looks like a lot of the property is actually being tied up with the driveway kind of being off on the side here. I've looked at the pictures inside. It's actually really nice and updated. It's got nice kind of vaulted ceilings in the living room, nice big bedrooms. The kitchen is nice and updated. It's kind of a galley style kitchen with kind of a narrow feature. It's long and narrow, but it's got a lot of counter space, a lot of cabinet space. It's got gas appliances, and wow, this is right in the back here. You got a river right in the backyard. So yeah, it's kind of a narrow little backyard back here, which is a little disappointing. I'd like a little bit more space in terms of property back here, but it's got a nice deck in the backyard, and I mean literally it's just there's no one behind you, so it'll be real quiet. You got the river back there coming through here. 2-car garage, as you can see. One of the main things I am looking for houses is I want something that a single-story house and no HOA and gas appliances, and that seems to apply to this one. I do love how green it is, and I love the updates inside. All the trees look really dead right now, but that's just because of the season we're in. But this looks like this would be a nice option. Looks like you got to do a little pressure washing on the walls there, but I don't really see anything horribly wrong with it. Roof looks like it's in good shape. Yeah, the only downside I really see is that there's just like no backyard. That would be the only downside for me. Well, that and the fact that this is the house next door to it, and it looks like it's got a bunch of hoarders in it. Although maybe that's not what's going on. Maybe they're just doing some construction right now. But if it always looks like this would be kind of a downside. But the property next to it is just a vacant lot that isn't even developed. So who knows? That's also one of the options I've been looking at. I've seen a couple properties down here that they're just selling the property. Yeah, so it's just an empty lot, and then you build your own house onto it. I think that's one of the things I would maybe have to consider is, how much does it cost to build a house? And is it worth doing it from scratch versus, buying a pre-built house already? You'd think that there'd have to be a reasonable price. If they're selling houses for, like that for $200,000, then, it's possible that, it'd be possible to build one for less than that. So I don't know, definitely something I have to explore. Downside of doing that, though, I think is it's probably going to delay me moving in, because it's going to take a little longer to build a house than it will to buy one that already exists. And I would really like to get out of this apartment, because I'm pretty much over that. But anyway, let's go look at the next house. All right, this is candidate number 2. This house was built in 1978. It's 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms, about 2,500 square foot, and they're asking $249,900 for it. Now, downsides I see on this is I'm not really looking for a 2-story house. It's not really a health issue, but I'm getting kind of to a stage in my life where, maybe I'm getting a little too old for that and aren't going to necessarily want to be doing that for long. It is a beautiful house. Another downside I see on it is it's got a relatively small yard. A lot of the yards here are measured in acres. This one is measured in square feet. It's about 4,000 square feet. So you can kind of see where the backyard ends up there. Now I do kind of see, it looks like there's a deck out on the second level, which is kind of cool. Another downside is there's an HOA here, and you know, I don't really want to do that either. So I don't know, it looks like maybe I can get behind the house. So let's wander behind and see if I can, you know, see what's back there. So yeah, this is the backyard. There is really no backyard at all on this. And my understanding, this area out here, while this would be nice if it was a yard, this seems to be all controlled by the HOA. So you really have almost no backyard at all on this thing. Like I said, they've got that really nice deck out off of the bedroom upstairs. There aren't a whole lot of pictures from the inside of this, so I don't know what the inside looks like. But this tree is really nice in the front. Although I think if you're going to use that fireplace, you're going to probably want to trim that tree somewhat, or you're going to start a fire up there. Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice house, but you know, the second story is an issue with me. The non-existent backyard. I mean, where's Flash going to stay back here? Nowhere. So yeah, I think this is probably a no for me. It is a nice house and it'll be right for the right person. I'm just not that person. So let's keep looking. So this is the third and final candidate that we're going to look at today. This one's a little bit more than my ask, what I'm looking to pay. I'm figuring I got about 2.5 to put into a house, but the truth is this one's only a little bit more. This one's $269,900 they're asking for it, and they recently lowered the price by about $5,000. It's actually a nice house, a nice big carport, 2-car garage in there, decent sized backyard. One of the things I'm also seeing is it seems to have this split level thing here, because it looks like half the house is upper level and there's like a big family room that's like downstairs. But I do like the interior on this. It has kind of an open concept for the family room area. Let's see, what are the specs of this place? It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,200 square feet, and it's on a half an acre lot, which is really nice. In fact, you can see a little bit of the backyard through the gate there. I'm going to probably walk up a little bit because I'm not sure if there's anybody here, and we probably can take a look in here. What I do see, like I said, it's the stairs. That's not really a deal killer, and it's a little bit more than I want to spend, but in the situation I'm going to be in, you know what, if I get a 5-year mortgage for $20,000, you know, I could probably afford to do that, and that's not going to be that big of a deal. Like I said, none of these houses are probably going to be the final one for me, because, you know, it's 4 or 5 months before I'm actually going to be seriously doing it, and probably all these houses will be sold by the time, you know, I'm actually ready to start looking. This is more just an issue of seeing what's available. See, it looks like the yard is actually pretty massive back there. It's got a nice yard in the front. I love this big tree in the front. Keep hearing noise over there, but I don't see any evidence of people or any evidence that there's anybody in the house either. Looks like the house may be empty. So let's just kind of walk up here and see what we see. So yeah, that'd be a nice carport area in here. Yeah, garage looks like it's empty. Doesn't look like there's anybody here. But yeah, that's a nice backyard. Flash would like that. All sorts of places to explore. Looks like it kind of wraps around down there for a ways. I don't even know how far it goes. Nice big shed out here. Nice canopy and a patio area. See, it's kind of on a corner lot, so it looks like the backyard goes quite a ways there. You're actually seeing something I can't see, so. All right, I was just talking to the neighbor. The neighbor came out and saw me looking around here and wanted to know if I had any questions. They basically confirmed that there's nobody in here right now, so I can kind of walk up to the door and peek in. And one of the things I did notice is that there's a lot of tiling like this inside, and actually it looks better in person than it did in the pictures. But I wasn't really into, I don't know, it's a little dark for me, I think. But that's kind of the entry hall into the area there. And then it kind of, as you can see, it kind of steps down into the living room area there. And I got a couple pictures I'll show you of that from the Zillow ad. I'm gonna actually, since I know now there's nobody living in here right now, yeah, I don't know, you can at least examine the roof pretty easily here. Pretty easy cleaning out the rain gutters too. Like I said, one of the big issues for me, I think, on this one is going to be the fact that it's a two-story house. Other than that, it's nice. You know, I like the neighborhood. You know, it's really deep in the kind of the middle of the neighborhood here too, so you're not going to have a lot of traffic or hear a lot of traffic noise. We're a few miles away from the main highway, so you won't hear that. We're off the main road quite a bit. Big central air conditioning unit back here. That's kind of nice. And it has, like I said, it has these big massive yards, I think, just because it's kind of on a corner, so they have to kind of wrap around. What's here? Oh yeah, all sorts of room in here for a flash to get into trouble. Let's see if I can get in here. Since there's nobody in here, I could probably come in and look around. How they said they had like a little fire pit out here. Yeah, this is a nice little yard here. Let's peek in some of the windows here. This is that same door we were looking down, but you can see it kind of goes down into a living room area down there. And that's the kitchen. Like I said, it's I don't know if I can see anything through there, but that's that looks like that's one of the office, like an office, and then we're getting into the bedrooms back there. Somebody's handprints from 2018. Yeah, nice, interesting size yard here. I like this kind of gazebo thing here. And the yard goes all the way down there, so that's pretty big. Nice storage shed in here. Wow, that'd be a nice work shed, wouldn't it? Do my woodworking in here. Need to do a little cleanup back here, but a lot of room to grow back here. Now I probably want to let the trees grow up a little bit. Some of that house over there isn't really that nice looking, but you know what? Get some trees in there and deal with that, and won't have an issue. Yeah, see, it looks like the only downside to me is just that it's a two-story house. But like I said, this one's not going to be a realistic option anyway, because it'll probably be sold by the time I actually get ready to the point where I'm ready to do something. But like I said, we're just kind of considering what our options are. Little deck out there that you can go out on. That's kind of nice. Looks like they got it plumbed for electricity and cable TV out here, so you can put a little TV out here and, you know, watch the game or something. You got all these nice little lights up here under the deck. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Looks like they're paying real close attention to drainage here, which is a good thing. We have a lot of rain here. You want to deal with that properly so you don't have issues with that. And I'm guessing that probably routes out to the street here. Maybe it goes right into the sewage line. I see a lot of like drainage here, which is really good. You know, there's one over there. You know, that's important kind of when you have, you know, a big kind of a sloping yard like this. You don't want the water kind of sloping in towards the house. And it might just tie directly into the sewer. I don't even know. One of the things the neighbors mentioned to me here is that this trailer and all the windows and stuff are here. They don't even belong to the people who used to own this house. It belongs to the people that are the neighbors, and he's got permission to store it here, so I won't even have to worry about that. So yeah, I don't know, it's an option, but probably not a serious one, like the window, the wind vane up on the roof. And you know, you find those Texas Lone Stars all over the place. That's just you kind of have to have that in Texas, I guess. So anyway, I think that's all I have to show you today. I hope you enjoyed that. I know a lot of you say that you like it when I wander around and look at houses. Now we can start getting serious about it, knowing where I'm going to be. And this just kind of helps me figure out what the market is and, you know, what I can expect to pay. So anyway, that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching. And I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.